I'm Dan Portis-Cathers. Welcome to a series of tutorials on building a soundtrack in GarageBand. In Lesson 4, we'll discuss editing an audio file. Previous tutorials in this series include opening a project and setting up your interface, adding sound effects, and adding music. These covered how to access the various GarageBand windows and browsers, how to search for audio, and how to place it on a track. The tools for editing audio in GarageBand are generally effective, but they lack the ability to fine-tune region placement and length the way that beefier applications like Logic Pro can, essentially with nudge features. Regardless, with a little extra work, you should be able to get your audio files edited and placed just the way you like. You can change the length of a file by dragging the lower left or right corner of a region, and by cutting the file using Edit Split or Command-T. If you split the file, deselect the file you just cut, then click Delete the portion you don't want. You can always drag one or both ends of a file back out again to regain the truncated audio. Audio editing is non-destructive. To fine-tune an edit or a region placement, first, open the audio region editor by double-clicking on the audio file, or by selecting an audio track and then clicking the scissor icon. If Snap to Grid is active, deactivate it by selecting Control Snap to Grid, or by using Quick Key combination Command-G. Even when Snap to Grid is off, regions will continue to snap to markers and beginnings and ends of other regions. To gain finer control, zoom in tighter on the region in the main track. To get the beginning or end of the file to show in the editor, drag the scroll bar, or place the timeline near the beginning or end of the clip on the music track and double-click the file. The audio region in the editor will adjust its position in relation to the timeline. Fine-tune an edit by dragging the lower left or right corners of the file in the editor. Fine-tune the entire region placement by clicking near the top of the region, under the timeline, and dragging. One of the more important editing features in GarageBand is the ability to loop a file by dragging the upper right-hand corner of the region. I'll demonstrate using this Latin dance guitar groove. If I switch the LCD to Measures mode and reactivate Snap to Grid, it'll be much easier to edit this 4-bar loop. And since the loop will always play from the beginning of the visible portion of the file, changing the section that loops just requires truncating the portion you don't need. A couple of useful features are hiding on the audio regions themselves. If the audio file is part of a collection of sounds, in this case Latin danza guitar, an up-down arrow will appear next to the title on the main track region. Click on it and a drop-down menu will appear containing other files within that collection. If you'd like to audition alternate collection options, click on one and it'll replace the file that is currently on the track. Now look at the file in the Audio Regions editor. Notice that after the title, in the upper left corner of the file in the editor, you'll find an arrow within a box. Clicking on it causes the file to loop, so you can easily audition your latest edit. Incidentally, the pitch feature on the left only applies to music regions. It doesn't function with non-musical files. The enhanced tuning and enhanced timing functions work with all audio files, including sound effects. The Enhance feature forces the file to the nearest tonal half step and to the nearest timing division, as defined by the user in the Timing drop-down menu. Let's go to the next tutorial and discuss editing a MIDI file.